Welcome back to Table Talk. Today I would like to welcome Mr. Matt Campbell to Table Talk. He is organizing an adult repertory group and is going to tell us about his efforts and details in participating in the group. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you, Karen, for having me.
You're welcome. We're excited to hear about this theater group that you're working on. So you're interested in doing this, which it sounds like a huge endeavor. So where do you begin with something like that?
Well, the first step I'm going to do is try to gauge public interest, see if there's actually demand for it. And to work toward that, I've got a meeting at the Warren County Administrative Building on April 4th at 6:30 in the early voting room.
Okay, so you're going to kind of let everybody come and talk about it and see what their interest level is.
Right.
And I would say that there's probably a role for everyone in a theater group. You don't just have to be interested in acting. There's probably other roles people could take on.
No, there is set construction, set painting, lighting, sound. There's a wide variety of work to be done in a theater.
So any kind of talent that someone could bring could be utilized, I'm sure.
That's right.
Okay. So, do you have a group, friends or people in the community that have already kind of expressed some interest in this, helping you with it?
Well, I have one friend from church who has expressed an interest in doing an adult community theater program. He feels that we're in the middle of an artistic explosion, both in McMinnville in general and Warren County. I mean, with Bluegrass Underground and the Singer-Songwriters Night every month at Collins River. And in May, we're going to be hosting a first ever folk festival at Stonewood Bluff, the old Pishlakai Amphitheater.
Okay.
Which I'm also involved with that.
Okay.
So there's a really growing artistic scene here in Warren County and McMinnville, and we'd like to be a part of that.
So we have a group that's been geared towards children and young adults, and they've kind of got their venue. Why do you think it's so important for adults to have a role to express their likes in this area?
Well, a lot of it is just, in terms of being in the audience, the pride of seeing your loved ones on stage. I know from my own work on stage in college, I'd have friends come to see me, and they always seemed very happy and very proud of my work there. Plus, this is a heavy industry town. People work really hard, and they need to have some time away from their concerns for a while, and theater provides that.
Sure does. I guess that kind of goes back to, people love TV. They love watching plays, and a lot of times have to go out of town for such things. So it would be really neat for locals to participate in that here close by.
Yes.
So I would think that forming a theater group would be a huge endeavor, but also need a little seed money. So how do you come up with the money to form a group like that?
Well, I've been doing some research into grants with the help of Miss Jessica Allen, whose office is on Sparta Street. She's a new accountant in town. And we found a grant from the Tennessee Arts Commission. And if the interest is there in the community, I'll be working on writing the grant for that, writing a grant application for them, working under First United Methodist Church, possibly. I've spoken with the pastor there, Tommy Mann. He's receptive to the idea, but I still need to speak with some people involved in the financial aspect of the church to see if it's workable there.
So a grant is very important as far as giving you money to get started with. What is some of the money that you have to have? What does that go towards?
Well, there's buying the rights to the plays themselves, copies for the cast, copies for the director and the assistant director, and publicity.
That's a very important thing. So let's talk about publicity since you bring that up. What are some of the ways that you would utilize to promote your plays?
Well, obviously there's here on BLTV. I'd be speaking with someone like you or Mr. Kell, or Dave Williams if he's willing. There's the PEG Broadcasting Group here in town, radio appearances. I know Town Talk in the Morning is very popular, or Behind the Mic. And of course there's the Standard.
And you got social media, which is very popular as far
It's-
as getting the word out.
Yes, it is.
Things like that. So what type of plays are you interested in doing for the adult theater group?
Well, I'm glad you bring that up. I'd like to gauge, again, this is something I'd like to turn to the public in. Pastor Van at First Down About This has talked about really wanting to gauge the size of the venue and the projected audience in terms of what place to bring in. But there's still quite a few I'd like to bring in, having brainstormed with him. There's a play called Nonsense, which is about nuns. The show Greater Tuna, which is primarily a two-man show, but that cast could be expanded.
And both of those are pretty funny shows, so
Yes, they are.
the comedy aspect is really appealing.
Possibly any of the Sanders family plays that are very popular at Cumberland County Playhouse.
So that's a good start. That's a very
and-
good start.
I'd like to reach out into the community. Both the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts have theatrical merit badges, and I'd like to work with them, helping those organizations and their members produce their own plays. And I'd love, if at all possible, to like our organization to work with Young Men United to produce black written plays, or plays
Okay.
with primarily African American casts.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your meeting that's coming up to gauge the interest level in the adult repertory group.
Well, again, that's April 4th at 6:30 p.m. at the Warren County Administrative Building on Locust Street in the early voting room. I'm still working on getting refreshments together at this time, but I'm optimistic people should be able to provide refreshments for the community or anyone who chooses to attend.
Well, I'm sure that you'll have a big crowd come, and you would think with the popularity of the Playhouse in Cannon County and Crossville both, and I know a lot of people drive from here to participate in those plays, so it'd be very appealing, I would think, for those people to participate a little closer to home.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. So we wish you the best with your meeting coming up. We hope, we're very excited for a group like this to get started for adults in McMinnville. And thank you so much for coming today and being a part of our show.
Thank you for having me.
So if you're interested in getting more information about the Adult Repertory Group or the organizational meeting, you can contact Justin. His number is 615-423-5520. Or you can email him at justinmcampbell83.1@gmail.com. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you have any suggestions or comments for us, just email Brian and myself at tabletalk@benlomond.net. We hope you have a safe and happy week. Thanks for joining Table Talk.